Clearing the backlog of sexual assault test kits at the Arkansas State Crime Lab. It's a story that we've been covering for more than a decade.
At last check, hundreds of untested kits still remain on shelves, and now a new crime lab director is on the job, starting just this week. I sat down with him for his first one-on-one to talk about his plan to fix that. Small envelopes, Q-tips, and packages are items you'll typically find in a sexual assault test kit. All of them are used to store and process evidence like clothing fibers, hair, saliva, blood, or other bodily fluids. The problem is these kits are not being processed as quickly as they should be.
We have made significant improvements and progress in regards to our turnaround time, and specifically what that looks like when we receive the testing kits.
According to a report by the State Crime Lab, there were 2,217 untested kits in Arkansas in 2016. In 2019, Arkansas passed Act 839, which helped increase transparency for victims and to help drive those numbers down. It worked, and by 2019, that number dropped significantly to 461 untested kits. Since then, the Crime Lab has been working hard, getting those numbers down slightly to 241 untested kits and another 247 tests pending. Progress, but the backlog still isn't fully cleared, leading to frustration for survivors left waiting.
They want justice, and to know that that kid is sitting there, and they have no answers. They can't really go through the court process until that stage is complete. It is complete frustration.
Joyce Rayner and Sharon Stout both work at the Center for Healing Hearts and Spirits, a nonprofit organization that works to assist survivors of sexual assault. Oftentimes, they're with survivors when they get tested.
Not only is it traumatizing, I say, for the victim, but also for the coordinator, because, they're out there providing those resources and ensuring, that their rights and the privileges that they have as victims are seen after, and then to know that there's nothing going to happen with these kids.
Once test kits are administered and given to law enforcement, Act 839 requires them to submit a kit for processing within 15 days of receiving it. Then the Crime Lab has 60 days from that time to complete the testing. When we spoke to the Crime Lab a year ago, they were nowhere near hitting that requirement.
1 year ago, our turnaround time was approximately 9 months. And today we stand where our turnaround time is less than 3 months.
Progress, but still not hitting that 60-day threshold. Brown is only 4 days into his new job, but says the progress will continue under his watch.
By 2025, we will be hitting that mark of no backlog, and that we're committed to a turnaround time of less than 2 months or 60 days.
Another problem the Crime Lab has faced, understaffing and a lack of DNA forensic scientists to process these kits. The former director was working to fill those positions, but many remained open when we last sat down with him.
We were allocated 5 additional positions within our DNA section. We have filled all 5 of those positions, and most of them are out of training or currently in training.
It's news survivors and sexual assault coordinators are happy to hear and say we'll help survivors continue to heal and seek justice.
So many victims feel like they have been forgotten when they have not heard from either prosecutors or crime lab or just general people.
We hear you, we value you, and know that we are working diligently to ensure that the results that you need are provided to you.
The Crime Lab's director says they're also working to build a new crime lab facility. Brown tells us this will help with proper storage of evidence and kits and help with the expansion of new positions. They're hoping to break ground in 2024, though there are many moving parts in order to make that happen.